I'm just doing the last of my pre-sprouted in vermiculite butterfly ranunculus. Yes, I think I might have left that just a few too many days, but because the bag was at the top, you can see the light's got to it and it's still turned green. But it's going to need some nutrients now. There's nothing in that vermiculite, so I'm going to pop these on. They look absolutely smashing though, don't they? Absolutely smashing. So if yours haven't sprouted and you did them with me, you'll probably find all it is that either they weren't warm enough or your vermiculite was too dry. If it's too dry, they won't sprout. So what I would recommend you do is just go straight to putting them in compost now. Just do it the old-fashioned way. Pop them in compost, give them a water, keep them indoors until they start sprouting, and then bring them down to the greenhouse. Oh my goodness, look at the anemones. So these are the black and white. Look at that. That looks like a swan, doesn't it? Oh, I finally lost it. Anyway, don't worry, the plant will soon right itself. So you just want to go where the sprouts are. So the sprouts are at the top. Just plant it like this and it will just right itself in no time, literally a couple of days, and it will all be pointing upwards. They're very clever. It does look like a swan though, doesn't it? I'll put that on there. I'll take a photo. It'll cheer me up, makes me laugh. That's interesting. So these ones, can you see how much further behind they are? And they are, I can see they're alive, but they're only sprouting a little bit. And that was because that vermiculite was too dry. So what I'm going to do is, rather than put them back in the vermiculite at this late stage, I'm going to put them straight into compost because they are on the way. They have woken. So I'll put them into a pot in compost and then just keep them indoors until I start to see some signs of green, and then straight down to the greenhouse with them. But that's the importance. If they're not wet enough, they won't wake up. They'll stay snoozing. All right, there we go. Legs down on this one as well. And then I'll top them up so that you can't see any of the corn. Keep them completely moist. And I'll come back in a few days and let you see how they've got on. So I will give this a water. I'll fill this one up a little bit more. These are my labels from the autumn, so I'm just making sure that I reuse them. Pop those in. And more. And then I'll give them a drink and take them up to the house to finish the waking up process. These are the ones that I've just potted up, looking a bit inelegant at the moment, but they will soon right themselves, you'll see. So these can stay down in the greenhouse tonight because it's not freezing, but tomorrow it is. So I will just put them in the basket and just whiz the basket, put it in the house by the back door, take it out again tomorrow. And fast forward, as promised, here they are. So these are much too tender to be left in the greenhouse at night at the moment. So they've been out just on the table on the back patio during the day, and at night time I take them in, and then next week they can go down to the greenhouse and stay there. But they're doing ever so well. They grow fast, don't they? Look at that. Just to be complete, here are the anemones. So that was Wednesday, that video, and today is Saturday. So it shows you, look how quick. They've just righted themselves and they're coming out of the compost as if they've always been there. Look at that. Got some more here. And over here are the rose-shaped ranunculus. Aren't they doing well? Absolutely brilliant. And I thought you might like a quick catch up of the patio pots. Look at that. That's my breezer. That is almost ready to plant out. That is like sweet peas though. That can get cold shot really easy as well. So make sure you tuck it in. This one will be fine. It's been under the cold frames for about 8 weeks. Ages, so this one will be fine. But if yours has not been out for very long, then pop it back in the greenhouse tonight. But I was showing you the pots, wasn't I? So here are the anemones, and look at all those buds. Look at them all. Absolutely fantastic. This is a bucket of butterfly ranunculus. I've got a couple in here because this is a big bucket. It's going to look absolutely sensational. So these will be going back in the greenhouse tonight. I won't be leaving them out. We are getting some really good height on these anemones. Now you can pick them whenever you want to. I always say wait until they look like a tulip. So that's absolutely fine to be picked. I mean, that's fine to be picked as well. I tend to leave them a little bit longer. Mostly I leave them until nearly over because they're so lovely outside. But if you want to pick them, just make sure that you cut them at the base. So chase them down, but be really careful. Also at the base, and you can see these ones, but quite often they're lost in the middle of the foliage. Be really careful to make sure that you don't nick any of the emerging buds that will be coming up from underneath. What I always do is just run my fingers down, and then I make sure I cut the right stem, because I've done that before and I've cut the wrong stem and I've been really cross with myself. So just chase it down, and then you can make sure that you cut the right stem and you don't nick any of the other stems or buds at the same time. Look at that, gorgeous. And I've got another one just come in here. Look at that. They do carry on getting taller and taller and taller as they open. But all of these are right for picking. You can pick all of these if you want to and let them grow. They'll grow in the vase as well. Grow and open up in the house. It's completely up to you. Pick some, leave some. I'm just obsessed with the darker colours. I don't know why this year. I'm just obsessed. This is a really beautiful one. It's just shutting up for the night now. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I have taken some nice pictures with my camera. I've just come into the polytunnel to have a check on my flowers. I've not been in here for a couple of days because I've been so busy, and it looks unbelievable. So worth all the effort, isn't it? So worth it. Wowee, look at that. The first of the butterfly ranunculus on up. So many more to come, and it looks like my colour scheme is going to work beautifully. Look at those hot pink buds behind.